Hello, this is Virginia Kelly. I'm a healer, counselor, and healthcare provider. Today I want to talk about hate, a very popular subject these days. After Valentine's, I have a lot of patients complaining that they could not quite tap into the loving feelings because they were feeling more resentful. And that's a form of hate, repressed hate. So, I want to talk a bit about emotions and how they fit in today's world. So we have technically 7 main emotions, that being love, hate, fear, anger, contempt, guilt, and shame. So if we put them in the positive negative balance, it seems that only love is on the positive side and all the other 6 emotions are on the negative. So we need to feed this emotion 6 times more just to barely break even. Now, there are theories out there that say that we can boil all emotions to 2, love and fear. All the other emotions being a byproduct of fear, just like you have positive emotions being a byproduct of love, that being compassion, tenderness, and joy. And you can make a case for that, but that's debatable. Now, in psychoanalysis, there's always the old debate of what was first, if love or hate. And if we go back to the primal dyad of mother and child, already from the beginning of childbirth, and even before that, mother and child have been a source of pain for each other and even a death threat. So love and hate arise together pretty much like the yin and yang of the Tao. Now, a lot of people sustain that hate is not the opposite of love, because the opposite of love is lack of love, so that would be indifference, while hate requires passion, what we call cathexis, an energy in the motion. So what is hate then? Hate is love that cannot be. So you can love your partner, but if you're feeling betrayed, you're not going to be indifferent. You're going to be hateful towards the betrayal and the partner, because now you cannot love. So, how does this fit in today's world? Well, we live in a society of social engineering, and these are at the hands of the powers that be. They tap into our repressed emotions, emotions that are unattended and therefore untreated, and they exploit them. The emotions have been there all along, but while they're repressed, they're perverse, and they're very easy to arouse. So what do? They create a perceived enemy, and that enemy is someone who's not convenient for them. And since they're on top and we're on bottom, what's not convenient for them is not that inconvenient for us, and the other way around. But if we don't question the narrative, we become free soldiers, cheap soldiers, useful idiots if you want. Now, this is not to offend anyone. I had fallen in the trap before, so if anything, I'm talking by experience. But when your feelings, your negative feelings, get to be exploited by the establishment and they get directed into a vessel, they get contained. Now, you haven't only been given permission to hate, they've been fueling the fire. You've been given a false sense of pride and moral superiority in that hate, and you've been able to feel good about that negative feeling. When the enemy is finally removed and is no longer there, that vessel that used to contain your feelings, since feelings flow, now is not there. So what happens to your feelings? They spill. And when they spill, they touch everyone around you, your loved ones. So that perceived enemy, being a person, a politician, a country, someone or something that you don't even know, that has been containing all these negative feelings that have been untreated and unaddressed, now is no longer there, and therefore your negative feelings don't go away with it. They stay with you. And when they stay with you, you carry them with you wherever you go, whoever you're with. And that is what we need to treat. Now, today there's a very popular word, and it's called unity. And really, we know that the establishment never wanted unity, because unity is what had historically brought kings and queens down. Unity is what made GameStop possible, because when a few have a lot and a lot have a few, if this lot unites, then they match. And we know that big guy always has a way to retaliate against little guy. They can freeze them while they get bailed out because they finance governments, but in the meantime, little guy had called the attention of the big guy and said, watch out, we're uniting. And this is what big guy doesn't want. And they're going to use identity politics and every trick on the book. Never let a crisis go to waste, divide and conquer, nothing new here. Now, what do we do with this? Well, again, we need to outsmart them. If we don't like the world we're living, we have to acknowledge our participation in that world. And we have to put the brakes and get back home and analyze what is that is going on with us and what is that we want to manifest, and then work at it. So today more than ever, don't buy what you're sold. Question it all and work on the world that you want to build. Work on your positive feelings, and don't be so sensitive and so reactive and so easily manipulated by your negative feelings. Start practicing the art of non-reaction. Start outsmarting the powers that be. Start acknowledging your own power. I will leave you with that today. See you next time. Bye.